What's up, everybody? It's Omar. It is August 5th, and I know it's been a while since I made a video. I know some people have been hitting me up, where your videos, where your videos, and I'm sorry about that, guys. I just have like a lot going on, and it's hard for me to make videos. I wish I could make them every day, but it's just been very, very difficult. But what I have been doing is, I've been posting my watch list to Twitter. I do that every day. Also, if you follow Bullish Bears, that's the group I belong to. Those are my dudes. Lucian's been killing it. He's been posting a lot of videos. So let me go and just remind you guys. So if you type my name here, oops, you can just type my name, and it will link you to my Twitter. I don't know what I did here. So this is me on my Twitter right here, and I've been, I've been putting, my watch list every day. So, at least I've been doing that. But if you go to Bullish Bears, you type Bullish Bears, if you go to their YouTube, and they have their website as well. If you notice, Lucian every day he's been just, he's been creating watch lists, and he mimics my style. So basically I've groomed him, to kind of do his thing, and he's doing it, man. He's doing great. So whether I'm doing a video, watch both. These are my boys. So support them. Subscribe to them on YouTube, and subscribe to me here too. You guys have been seeing me revolve from broker to broker, testing everyone out to just kind of see, what's best for me, best fit. I had E-Trade, and I have Thinkorswim. Now, I use Thinkorswim. I have an IRA account there and that's where I would buy my stocks for longing. And then I have an E-Trade account where I do a lot of my trades in, and that's what I do primarily for shorting. Now, you guys know, I trade from work, which has been very, very, very frustrating for me. It's not easy to trade from work, and I'm not really supposed to be doing it, and I have to open up multiple sessions. It's just been a real challenge. So and with Centerpoint, I couldn't even get in. With Centerpoint, I had to bring my laptop to work, and I had to log in to another hospital's Wi-Fi, and was unsecure. So that all would impact my trading, and I think that's also added to why I was losing. I just wasn't comfortable. So, but my Thinkorswim seems to work now at work. So what I just did was I just opened, I just set up the process. So next week I'm gonna fund an account, like an actual margin account with Thinkorswim. I've never done that, and I'm probably just gonna trade with Thinkorswim. So we'll see. I mean, but I'm having issues with them. I'm a little disappointed in them, in the sense that, so I learned, shout out to my man Lucian. He told me about this little column I can add here. It says HTB ETB, which stands for hard to borrow, easy to borrow. So when a stock is easy to borrow, you can put the trade in, and you should be able to make the trade and be able to short, barring the parameters. And with Thinkorswim, I'm downloading this margin handbook, trying to understand what all this means. I can't even make sense of it. So the shorting with Thinkorswim, everybody knows it's not great. But what I did notice was there's a lot of easy to borrows, not as many as I would, but there were some stocks that I absolutely would have shorted had I had the margin account opened on Friday. IPI was one of them, man. It created this great opportunity where it double topped, and you could have took a little wash, and on the yearly it's hot. So it's broken to yearly highs, but I think it may continue, but it would present some shorting opportunities, and Monday it would present another shorting opportunity, in my opinion. So what I'm trying to really understand with Thinkorswim is their hard to borrow locates. So I called Friday 3 different times. Nobody can answer the process on how to short a hard to borrow. So like, for example, when I want to place I want to place a stock to short that's hard to borrow on E-Trade. E-Trade sucks in the sense that you don't even know if the stock is shortable until you try to place the trade. And then what happens is it pops up a screen telling you, okay, this stock is hard to borrow. It's gonna cost 10%, 20%, 30%, whatever of the stock price, and then it says it may take up to 15 minutes for them to locate the shares, and then it places the trade. Which that's why I never place hard to borrow trades with E-Trade, because I don't know how long it's gonna take. I won't even take the chance. So that's terrible. Centerpoint was awesome. Centerpoint, you just it tells you if the stock is shortable or not before you even place the trade. So there's Thinkorswim, but with Centerpoint, it tells you, like, it'll you put in the thing that you want to locate, tells you how many shares it can locate and the price they're gonna charge you. So then you can decide whether or not you want and then they find you the shares to locate. They charge you a fee up front, so whether you use them or not, you're gonna get charged. But you can have those shares ready to go. That's what I'm trying to find out with Thinkorswim. If it's gonna be available short, I don't know. So I blasted them on Twitter, and let me go to Twitter so I can show you. Show you that the power of media is great. It helps. But I kind of like shouted them out. Where is it? Oh, I gotta go up here. I'm not very social media savvy. So I blasted them, for anyone who thinks Thinkorswim, if anyone uses Thinkorswim, how does shorting a hard to borrow stock work? Because they couldn't give me an answer. So they responded to me actually today, and they do have this margin department that you can go to. I think because they're a big company, they're growing, they're just not aligned, and it's pretty pathetic because they're such a big company with all this advanced technology, and these little simple things they can't answer. So Monday, I don't know for sure how the hard to borrow works. You're probably gonna have to call them, but I'm getting conflicting answers. So that's neither here nor there. But that's been my journey. So come next week, hopefully I'll have it all situated. Hopefully I'll be opening an account, and what I'll start doing is posting my P&Ls, win and loss, so you can see how I'm doing. And you can see that, you can make a shitload of money trading stocks, if you follow the patterns and do the right thing. So with that said, I'm going to build my watch list for Monday, which is August 7th. So we'll come here, we'll put create watch list, we'll put 8717, hit save, and we're going to go through. Now, what I usually do is I run my scan. I built my criteria to look for stocks between 20 cents and $90. That are up 500,000 shares, that that are up, have 500,000 shares or more traded, up 5% for the day. You hit scan and you get 110 stocks. And I don't know if I'm gonna go to 110, but I'll look for at least 10 or 12 to put on my watch list. All right, so we go to charts and we'll just start going through. The highest percentage gainer was Yelp. Yelp went from $31 to $40. All right, pretty crazy. Now, what I like to do is, if you want, you can go to, I like to go to Finviz, and Finviz is great in the sense you can get a lot of information about a stock. What you can do is Finviz, it'll give you some news, and on the bottom here it'll tell you like it'll give you what's going on, and then to the right it'll link you actually to Twitter, so you can see what people are saying about it through stock tweets. It has a link there. I don't know if people are aware of that. And Yelp bounces back as Grubhub deal gets good reviews. So so they had some good reviews, and based on the good reviews, some analysts upgrade the stock, and that's what drove the price of the stock up. So this is not really an earnings winner. It's more like a good merger information, and if we go back, it's been upgraded by some of these banks, so it looks like the range is between 28, this says 28.36, and this one says 36 and 45. So none of these analysts know shit, but that basically makes the stock move, and it gapped up crazy. It started gapping up pre-market from 31 and went all the way up to like $40, and it's holding this key level. So what I would be doing is, if you look at the yearly, right, this stock, the RSI, look at the gap. So it has a gap fill, and the RSI is at 75. So what I will expect is for expectations to kind of like people to come back to earth, and this will probably pull back a bit. It doesn't mean that it won't continue to run. So I'd be looking at that at it. Now this seems to be its key. VWAP seems to be like the support level here. If we zoom out, so this is where it started running, right? If it breaks below 39, if it breaks below 39.33. and it could, 38.97 is its next key support level. If it breaks below that, I expect this to move back down a few points. So, keep it on the watch list. I'll put it on the watch list because it just had so much, it moved so much, it had so much volume. Look for it. I think Thinkorswim had some easy to borrow shares for it. I'm not sure. You'll see Monday. And the way I added this column is all I do is I right click here, I go to customize, I typed HTB ETB right here, and it's already here. I clicked add item, and then I just put it there. That's how you do it. It's very, very cool. It tells you if the stock is easy to borrow or hard to borrow, which is awesome because E-Trade doesn't even do that. E-Trade, you have to place the trade, and then once you place the trade, then you know whether or not it's easy to borrow, hard to borrow, which is so fucking stupid. Anyway, with that said, let's keep moving. So that's what I'm really looking at. I'm looking, people always ask me, what do I think? Am I long or short buys? No, you don't really know. Price action will tell you which buys to take. But if I'm looking at this, I'm saying, okay, this is, had such a major move up that I would expect some wash, come Monday. So I'm a little short bias to make a trade if it breaks its key support level. That's my bias. All right. Next up, Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi, another stock. This thing went ridiculous. It went from $14 to $19, and it's holding $19. Pretty much, it came down, and it's kind of up and down. It traded 2.2 million shares, so it's not super liquid, but liquid enough where you can get it and make a trade. So again, if you want some good information, I can just type Wi-Fi here, and you can look it up and Thinkorswim, but it's actually better. This gives you a lot more information in it about the stock. Like only 2% of the people, own insiders own the stock. So that doesn't tell you that the stock has room for growth. But here, this is where you can see why it bounced. Edited transcript, Wi-Fi earnings conference call. So it must have had, why go for Weight Watchers, good earnings. That's why it jumped. It jumped because it had some good earnings. All right, and it takes you to the Yahoo Finance thing, and that's what happened. There was some good earnings. So this is an earnings winner. That's what I'm assuming happened here. I would have to read it all. I'm not gonna read it all because I don't want to make this watch list video over an hour. But there was probably some good earnings, and based on those good earnings. I don't know. Let's see what it says here. I don't even say thank you for the quarter. By now, everyone discussed already. 10K. I can't. I don't know. I don't want to go through all the minutia of it. But there were probably some good earnings, and because of the good earnings, yeah, it looked like there was some. Brown go up 25% raises, a mixed guidance, a mixed results. So it's up. So because it's volatile, I'm definitely going to be looking to see what it's going to do. All right, so I'm going to be looking to see what it's going to do Monday. Now, if what I would be doing is I'm looking at the yearly. Look at where the RSI is. It's at 82. Guys, it's got to pull back. Look at this gap fill on the yearly. It's going to come back down. I mean, that doesn't mean that it won't pull back and then continue upward. It just means that it's going to have some wash with, my opinion is that it will have some wash with range. So what I would be doing at the market open, I would say, okay, what's the key support level here? It looks like 1881 is the key support level here. So, if it breaks below 19, I would probably look at it. But if it breaks below that 1881, then what you do is, you add that trend line to see, right? And it's really bouncing off VWAP. So I think, but I'll put this right here. So I'm looking at that 1870, what is it? 1880 range. And if it breaks below that, I'm looking for a potential short. Is this thing, looks like it could wash. All right, so that's what I'm looking for. Come Monday. All right, so we'll see what happens. All right, we'll see what happens. Now, this is the range. So you want to see, is it gonna break above that 1942 mark? We'll see. We'll see. All right, but I think my assumption is when the market opens, this is gonna pull back either it's gonna pull back right at the market open where you can short into, or like in the first 30 minutes you can expect a gap up and then a nice pullback to short into. WTW, I know that this stock is not shortable with Thinkorswim, which sucks. But Weight Watchers, man, ever since Oprah got in, look at this stock. This bit's been going crazy. So it's just been running wild. So these are high price stocks, but they have range. And remember, guys, even 100 shares can make you a lot of money. Let's say you bought, once the earnings were good at $37. Look at this. With 100 shares, you could have made $500 if you held strong through the whole of it, you know. So, you know, it same thing shorting, you know. Let's say you shorted, you see this is the top, you know, it kind of comes back down, forms this lower high here, 42.18. You could have took that short, risking 42.20, and just took this down for a ride, you know, and made some money with 100 shares. You could have made a few $100s shorting this. So, you know, don't be afraid of trading the high price stocks. All right, look at this, just riding the 13 EMA on the yearly. Just nice easy ride. But it's so, you know, it's not overextended on the yearly, so it has more room to go, believe it or not. XXII, this thing moved as well. Look at that. It's gonna go on the watch list. It just gripped all day, you know. And you know, I saw it here, and that's why I had this line here. I was watching it for a nice look at that double top. Couldn't break that, and could have hit a nice quick short. And look, the short's covered, and then they got squeezed, and it keep running. Now, the reason why this thing ran all day is because I'm assuming, this is my guess, short sellers thought, you know, this thing, you know, the FDA planned to lower nicotine in cigarettes, you know. So, you know, they hear this news. Well, actually, I don't know if there was anything that day. Let's see. So I'll just, even Yahoo Finance is great too to see things about stocks. Let's see, XXII. Tobacco tinkering makes it a rare winner. So, you know, yeah. So there's some announcement about tobacco, about lowering tobacco, and that made it bounce. Now, do I think that is gonna make it go crazy? No. I don't know. I mean, maybe, but my assumption is come Monday you'll be able to short this. It'll wash a little bit, so we'll see. Now, I know for a fact that unfortunately I don't think at least they did on Friday, Thinkorswim had shares, but we'll see. OMVS, yeah, this is a pump. This is one of these blatant pump and dumps. I mean, look at this though. You could have got here at 3 cents and now it's at 26 cents. That's crazy. So it's over the counter stock. This is probably being pumped. I don't know, maybe it might be a real company. I don't really know. You know, you can look it up. You go to FinViz and just do OMVS, and you know, and just look at this. It doesn't even, they don't do over the counter stock. So if you see, I would type it here, OMVS, yeah, Yahoo Finance, you'll see it. And you can take a look, you know, you can come here, you can take a look at the stock to see if it's a real company. You can go into statistics and you can see, you know, all the stuff that's, you know, related to the stock, you know, to see if it's a real company. And probably some bullshit pump and dump, but, you know, that's kind of how you can look to see. But when these pumps move, they move. Now, the way you know when a pump, when a pump is ready to crash, what I see is when the volume increases. As you see, you know, volume's increasing. It's at 5 million, 9 million here, and you know it's back up, and the volume's fading. So it's at 5 million. Actually, no, increased here. So you know, when you see the volume get super high, that's when you know they're all the people that are involved in the scam pull out. Now look, this is like so weird and choppy. I mean, I couldn't, this is a 5-day 15-minute chart. I mean, I'm not sure what to tell anybody. You know, you want to put on your watch list, go for it. Maybe it is a legitimate company. I have no idea. So I am going to just keep it moving. Cara, yeah, Cara seems to be moving again. This is this stock, Cara, moves with a lot of range, man. It's been selling off like crazy. If you noticed, let me pull up the 1-year chart here. You know, this stock, it just went crazy, got up to $28, and then on some bad earnings, this thing crashed. That's why you shouldn't hold biotechs overnight, because when you have a biotech company, they don't have to legitimately report when they're gonna report anything, and because of that, you never know. And they usually do things after hours, and then boom, look at this crash. It came all the way back down to $11, came all the way back up to 16, came all the way back down. If you look at it, let me smooth this back up. Came all the way back down to 12, and now it's gapping up, and it broke this key support level of what's this high here? It's 15. It high of 1621. It hit 1650. It's kind of come back down. So you know, I think Carl may continue its way back up. So I'd be looking for an opportunity to long this. You know, if it breaks over 1650 Monday, If it gets over that whole, remember, whole numbers are psychological resistance barriers. That's why I couldn't break the 1650 mark. But look at the range it's in right now, right? So we look at the range that it's currently in, you know, between 1610 and 1650. If it breaks above 1650, I think this thing will push to $17. We'll see come Monday. All right. So I know I give you guys a lot of plays, but that doesn't mean that I'm playing all of them. You know, you gotta figure out what stock is best for you. You know, the people say, how do you know? Well, I like to look at the volume. You know, that gives me a sense of where I want to play. Things like that. You know, if I see something that's super overextended, I'm just gonna watch it for potential short, and you know, just really depends. SPPI, this was actually easy to borrow with Thinkorswim to short, and you know, it's up. Gotta be some earnings, some news earnings, I'm assuming. You know, this stock was been in the $7 range, and it's kind of been going down, and then it had this massive move. Probably had some CEO, probably had some good report, some good earnings. Not sure. I'm gonna put it on the watch list. We'll see come Monday if it's worth trading. You know, I don't know what it's gonna do. I mean, obviously, if I was gonna trade this, if it breaks the 909 level, you know, I would probably looking to see where's the next support and resistance level. So, you know, I would look at the yearly. It's at its yearly high. So if it breaks 909, I may look to potentially long, and I would look, usually when I'm not sure what the next resistance level is, I like to look a little further. I'll put like, you know, maybe like the 3-year, I'll put like a 3-year chart. And look, I mean, 3 years ago, it wasn't, so it's been many years since this stock has been, you know, I'll just put the 20-year. Yeah, look, it was, oh wow, this stock at one time was $675. Can you believe that? That's crazy. So let me just do 10-year, and let's do week. Yeah, so you know, it's been a long time since the stock has been at this range, and look, its key support level here is at 927. So if it can break that, you know, this next key support level is 960. And I mean resistance level, I'm sorry, resistance. So yeah, 930 would be his next resistance point, and then after that would be about 960. So I'd be looking for a long if it breaks over 909 to 930, and you know, if it breaks 930, then look to 960. And you know, remember, the volume will dictate whether it's not, you know, you stay in. But otherwise, you know, this may just pull back. You know, that's why I always tell you price action is king. You know, this is, you know, this stock. Let me pull back the 1 year. Sorry about that, guys. You know, it is over the RSI of the 70, that key barrier, you know, so it may just pull back come Monday before, and then continue up. We'll see. That's why I always tell, when people ask me, I say, listen, you know, this is what I'm thinking, but I won't know what I'm going to do until the market opens and I see how the stock is moving, you know. So we'll see. You know, CBB, another one. Well, these, you know, it's earnings season, so stocks are just going crazy. This one from 17 to 22 bucks. I mean, it's just so many plays, you know. You know, and I just put them because when a stock goes from 18 to $22, yeah, it's gonna be volatile. It's gonna be in play come you know, the following day. I mean, people are gonna be watching this. Look at that, touch that whole number of 22, and it just started washing. You know, and then, you know, if you want to know where the stock has been, you look over the last year. Look at this, it's going crazy. You know, its next key resistance point seems to be this here at 20. The low 2150. It actually broke 2150, so the high is what, 2205. So I don't know, we'll see, you know, but it looks like it's gonna be in play, so we'll see. GoPro, yeah, there's another one that, you know, had this nice move based on positive earnings. All right, so you know, it had this move up all day, and it kind of washed, and I don't know if that's enough to continue to go, but it's definitely good enough to put on my watch list for sure. So I'll put this on my watch list, so now you can get a sense of what I'm doing. You know, HDP, you know, is another one, went from $12 to $15. It's crazy. Just all these stocks are just, you know, I'm putting on my watch list because they're just volatile. You know, they're just crazy volatile. So, you know, and then you can see, you know, what you should do is, if you want to be, you know, real like meticulous, you should put, you know, your trend line, you know, at the key support resistance. So 1513, and then 14, let's do this, 1471 seems to be So this is the range. This is the key support level. This is the key resistance level. And that way you know what the range the stock is trading. If it breaks below this, I would take it for a short. If it breaks above this with volume, maybe it's worth going long. And then, you know, you want to see on the yearly, where's the next? Look, it's at its yearly high. So, you know, I don't know. You got to look at the fundamentals to see if it's going to continue up. I'd probably think it's going to pull back, but we'll see. And that's what you do, guys. This is all I'm doing. You know, see STM, another stock that's went crazy. You know, these stocks are like, you know. So, you know, you're saying, well, Omar, what are you looking at? For me, my play, to be honest with you, the stock that I would be looking at, and I'm not, you know, I could go through all these stocks and it'll take forever. IPI for short. Why? Because I'm gonna put this on the watch list. I actually took a $50 loss on it the other day, just because I didn't have the time to watch the wash. But this stock, 2 days ago, you know, it had this move up. And you know, and on the 1 minute, you know, I think it had this pullback here, and I shorted like right here, risking right in here. This was like the higher day, but on the 1 minute, this was a few days ago. Let me see if I could just go back to show you what I did. I don't know. Okay, yeah, here it is. So a couple of days ago when the market opened, this was the RSI. It was already like at like 80. So I was expecting a pullback. So when the market opened, it gapped up, and right here I saw it peak, and then it pulled back, and then it bounced. So right in here at this 366, I was with with E-Trade, I shorted it, and then it started coming down, and then it just broke above it, and then I right here when I saw this covering and coming down, I covered. I didn't have now, you know, now normally I might have waited a little longer before I would have even made the trade. But because I'm working and I don't have a lot of time, you know, I'm trying to make that fast money, you know. So, you know, but look what happened. The stock actually peaked at 383 and then had this wash, you know, all the way down 360. Now, it doesn't seem like a lot, but E-Trade and TD Ameritrade has this share. This is easy to borrow with both. And, you know, if you have a sizable account, you can go in because it had the value where you could have took a 5,000 share position. You know, if you have the money to do it, obviously. You know, and shorted this and made, you know, a quick 1,000, you know, a quick couple of thousand, you know, and then this thing gapped up all the way to 390. But look at the wash. If you had the patience to wait, look at this wash. I mean, you would have made a killing. All right, that's what I expected to do Monday. I expected to gap up and then wash out. So this is probably my #1 play for Monday. You know, it's a cheap stock. It's a stock that I can buy a lot of size and take it for a nice short, looking to make, you know, 30-40 cents. You know, I'll probably be trying to buy like 5,000 shares to short, you know, looking for that 30-40, you know, cent range. You know, 5,000 shares, if I get 50 cents, that's $2,500. You know, so you know, that's how I like to grow my account. So, you know, there's a lot of other stocks here, you know, and I can go through each one. And normally I would, but you know, then this video would be like way too long, and I'm probably and according to my YouTube video thing, I people tend to stay watching about 10 minutes, so I don't know if people are gonna stay watching this. But these are like the plays that I would probably be looking at. What I'll do is you know, I'll be looking for stocks. BBG would definitely be. This is easy to borrow too, and it always trades in a range. But I'll be you know, I'll build the rest of my watch list out. I'll post it to Twitter. And if you have any questions, just hit me up. You know, watch, subscribe, and like, please. All right, guys. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. These are the stocks right now that I'm currently doing. I'll probably add a couple others. I'm not gonna make it too long. All right. So have a great weekend, and hit me up if you have any questions. All right. Subscribe and like. Thanks.